I got shocked. Ooh, I got shocked. Close. I got shocked by the camera. Boop. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. It's been a little while, but I got a little bit of free time finally, so I figured why not, right? Why not party? Come to the party zone. Where we live life. Where we live life and party in the party zone, man. It's been a while. Thomas, what's up? Boxers or bust? Plumber, Chris, Camera, what is up, dudes? What you guys been up to? I finally am getting, like, caught up on, like, all the side crap I've been doing. Like, have you guys ever done that where you, like, put everything off? Like, all the little tiny small stuff that you have to do in your life for, like, 2 weeks. And then you finally swing back around, you're like, oh, okay, I should probably do all this stuff. So, been doing that for, like, the past 2 days. It's just playing catch up on all that tiny stuff that I've been putting off. I was just thinking about this. Like, damn, he ain't streaming a while, right, dude? It's been a while, dude. I've been playing catch up on so much stuff. What's up? New studio? It's same spot. I just kind of rearranged things in here. I've, like, if you guys have seen on Instagram, I've been building, like, 2 or 3 engines the past couple days. I have, like, an entire new setup over in that corner over there, which is kind of nice. But it's sweet. It's sweet. When is the off-road Subaru build happening? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Now, I'm not making any promises, but I'm not going to say no. Coffee Man, what's up, dude? Yo, almost heard back from the Geico adjuster. What do you mean you almost heard back? Like, did he, like, kind of call you and then hang up as soon as you answered? Tinkering on my Subi, yes. And then they build up to the mountain that takes forever to beat. Dude, I'm telling you, all the little stuff in life, don't put it all off, because then you got to do it all at once. I have projects that I've been ignoring for 10 years. I can't really do that. I mean, I can do it. I've done that with some stuff, and then I have to get to it eventually. I've been debating on finally building my motor. Bader block, out front block, or Tedder block. Thoughts? If I were to go with any one of those, I would either go with... I have no idea what a Tedder block is. Either Josh or out front is what I would go with if you're looking at those options right there. Kinda then had nothing to say. So thanks. Kinda then had... Oh, the insurance adjuster had nothing to say. Did the insurance adjuster... I'm so confused on this. The insurance adjuster had nothing to say. Or did he have something to say? 3 cars, though. Yes. Hello from Alaska. What's going on? How are things going in Alaska? I feel like it's cold up there. Dude, there's supposed to be like a wild cold front going through everywhere. And of course, everywhere but here is like getting snow too, which I'm kind of jealous about. Tedderbilt is a company that makes blocks. Well, I assume they're a company that makes blocks. I've never heard of them before, so I have no idea. Do you have any GD parts? I've got some. I post most of them up on Instagram for anything that's for sale or anything that I'm not using. I've been doing like a hardcore garage cleaning the past couple of days also. Matt and I were doing like dump runs today, clearing out like old stuff we're not using, any parts, because I got to stop hoarding parts. I'm hoarding too many parts. So if there is anything ever for sale, it'd be up on there. Would I ever build an RX-7? 100%, man. 100%. It would have to be an FD though, because I don't really like FCs. I would do an FB. I like FBs. No, I feel like not a lot of people buy FBs. You should dabble in some open source tuning on the channel. Maybe. I was playing with that. You guys will see in the next video. I had to do some open source stuff on the 04 STI to be able to marry our access port up to it. I've been kind of filming like little tidbits here and there for the next video, which I wanted to get a video out today, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to get a video out till like late tomorrow or Thursday, just because I've been doing like catch up on all this stuff over here. But also appreciate the dono, James. What's going on, my man? Big fan, bro. Learned so much from you. Hey, I'm glad that I can help spread some knowledge, dude. I hope you're not salt about my comment the other day. Ryan, I guess I'm not that salt about it because I don't even remember what it was, if we're being honest. I can't wait for the RS, but the hatch and the STI have been so fun to watch. I'm excited to have that 04 STI back on the road, dude. That thing has been such a... It hasn't been bad, but it's like all this like little stuff that's just been adding up on the 04 STI. Finally got the new power steering rack ordered. That'll be here Saturday. My tires are out for delivery right now, which seems a little bit late, but UPS kind of like runs late over here. Fog light covers on the way, a whole bunch of like small stuff. The last of what we need to get the 04 STI up and running is on the way, which is a good thing. What up from Australia? What up, Jack? How you doing, man? Ever check out the Radium AOS? Sadly, I have no any chance strut bar or clearance strut bars for GD. I know you can make IAG AOSs fit with strut bars. The Radium, I've never been a huge fan of the Radium catch cans just because I don't like the hosing and the fittings they use. If you swap all that out, I'm sure I'd like it, but I've just never been a huge fan of them. Do you do YouTube full time? For the most part, YouTube is one of the things I do full time. I also build engines for people. I build people's cars. So it's kind of like I do a lot of stuff. I just share a lot of like my projects on YouTube, and like do like the discussion videos every now and then, which I have a couple more of those that I need to film that I have been slacking on, which I will get on. Like you guys will see. There's some more stuff coming, but YouTube is one of the main things that I do aside from like engine building for people or building people's cars or fixing broken cars, things like that. What up from New York? What up from New York, man? Again with the small stuff building up. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. Destroyed my W25 heads. What heads would you go with? I mean, if it's originally a W25 car, just stick with W25 heads. Just rebuild a set of W25 heads or build a set of W25 heads and throw them on there. I have been banished to Cali. What? Why? Like someone sent you there, or you like willingly went there? Because if someone sent you there, man, we gotta figure. If you need help, just send smoke signals, man. We'll find you. Build a truck one day. I want to build it. I need to get a truck. I need to get a diesel at some point, so that way I can tow around all the cars since they're all broken and scattered everywhere. Actually, only 2 out of 3 are broken. I wouldn't consider broken. One is broken. I'll say one is broken. That's a blue one. Arm wrestling update. Ooh. I got 3rd in the Olympia in Vegas, 205 class left hand, and they got crushed at the Fit Expo in Los Angeles. My man, you would have made it farther than I made it. I've seen some of these like arm wrestling tournaments, dude. I've seen people with like broken forearms. If you guys have not watched some arm wrestling tournaments, dude, they get intense. If you ever have like 20 minutes to kill, just go Google like a montage of like arm wrestling tournaments go bad. It's whoo. Will a DCCD OEM work in a WRX? OEM wise, not without like STI swapping the entire car, like electronics wise, all that kind of stuff. It's not really worth it. Just get like a map DCCD controller like the Spider. Build a sandbar. That would be dope. A sandbar would be dope. I need to stop buying cars until I finish the projects I have. Once I finish the projects I have, we'll go from there. What up, Senor Mr. Ron from Portland? How much longer for blue? Right now, so last week I sent down the cams. I sent down the valve buckets to out front. They have to build us new heads. So with blue, we're essentially having an entire new engine built. We destroyed the cases, we destroyed the crank, we destroyed a couple rods, we destroyed 1 piston. So we have brand new cases, another crank that I had sent down there, all new pistons. We're reusing some of the rods, all new bearings, brand new left-hand cylinder head, so they have to report that head. We're swapping from shim to shimless buckets. Dude, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with that engine now. But the bright side is that now that the tune has been worked out, most of the fabrication has been worked out. We have the wire map because I am building that new harness. We already have the wire mapped out. We know what wires are going to go where. I'm changing a couple things here and there. It shouldn't be that bad around this time. It should just be assemble everything, drop it all in, wire everything up, be good to go. Because we already have the base tune built out, which is solid. Do you sell your logo stencil? I used to. I pulled a lot of stuff off the website because I'm going to be revamping a lot of it. So a lot of the old stuff is pulled off of there. I think I left on a couple of small things on there. But I'm going to be redoing a lot of it. So I pulled a lot of stuff down for the time being. My 21 STI is still mostly stock with an AOS and stage 1 tune with a Cobb intake. Also suspension bracing. Hey, that ain't too bad though, man. That ain't too bad, my man. Want a sandbar so bad. Do I use OEM cam buckets? For EJs, yes. For the EG, no. They're not OEM. Which do you recommend brand-wise for lower control arms to help adjust camber for coilovers for 2015 STI? SPC. Legit. Just get the SPC ones. They're way freaking cheaper. Hold up. How much are they? SPC, LCA, STI. This is literally all abbreviations that I'm typing in right now. How much are... oh, whoa. Like $260 for a set. And they get the job done for what you need them for. Cobb lower control arm. Dude, like, oh, okay, those ones at least come with like tie rods and whatnot. Yeah, legit, just get the SPCs, dude. They're like $260. Did you add some larger coffee cups yet? I have not yet, but that is on my list to add since you did request it, good sir. And it would be nice to have one of my own coffee cups. A Gen 1 Legacy build would be dope. Or would be epic. I'm going to be honest, man, I don't think I'll ever build a Gen 1 Legacy. It would be cool. It's just not up my alley. That is so much fun. Blast Gamer, how you doing, man? Random question. In the 2021 STI, how much better are the Recaro seats than the regular STI seats? I wouldn't go out of my way to get them, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't take the time to go out of my way to find one specifically with those seats, if it was me at least. I just got a 2022 BRZ. You'll love it, dude. I miss mine. I don't regret not getting rid of it, but I do miss it. They're awesome cars. Did you get the oil filter tool yet? Johnny, I got that today, actually. That thing's awesome. I was going to call you later, but I've been putting engines together all day. But yes, we did get them. They are dope. You talking like Rick and Morty is so funny, by the way. Dude, like, I edit out so much. I need to stop doing this, too, because I edit out so much of, like, the random things that Matt and I do in the garage, and I try to keep it, like, focused the entire time. I'm tired of keeping it focused. I'm tired of keeping everything, like, super, like, to the T for the most part of stuff. So I'm gonna be changing. I'm gonna be changing the way I do videos a little bit with stuff, because it's so boring to edit the same stuff over and over. And I feel like I'm doing the same videos over and over again, because it's like Groundhog Day for me. So that's another reason why I haven't put out a video in a couple days, because I'm trying to do a different way of putting things out. So I'm going to be making some changes here soon. How long does it cost and take to swap front and back bushings on an 05 STI? Well, which bushings specifically, Mr. Danny Boy? Which ones specifically? ETS top mount or Cobb top mount? I'm not wanting a front mount yet. It's for an FA24. Honestly, dude, just get the front mount. If you're going to buy a top mount now and then a front mount later, just save the money and buy the front mount now. But if you're looking specifically for top mounts, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. Buy whatever one's cheaper. How's the ratch? The radio fall out anymore? Yeah, the radio fell out again, and it cracked the screen. It cracked it right on, like, the reset button area. It's a really tiny crack, but yeah, those iDoings are not rated for a lot of boost. Some of the press assembly footage would have been hilarious. Dude, it was so hard to try to edit that video down. We had like 4 hours of footage between Matt and I. It was a combined total of like 8 hours of footage, dude. It was so much. Just ordered back riders super lows for my 04 WRX. Can't wait for it to come in. I honestly really love those ones. I have them on the hatch. I'm trying to get rid of the works that I have on the hatch right now for like OEM. I want OEM 08 to 14 wheels. Or OEM 15 to 17 wheels, the limited ones. So I've been trying to get rid of those works that I got on there, but no one wants to swap. Or no one has OEM wheels that they're willing to swap. Heist Media, question. Would you ever modify a 2022 WRX? I heard with an Axis Power Stage 1 2 could reach 330 and 400 torque. Here, only, and I say this strictly, only if the price of one was like, I can't pass this up type of car. I'm not willing to pay over $25K, if we're being honest, for a new WRX. Like, I don't want one to the point where I'd be willing to spend that much more money. And my camera shut off. You turn back on. It keeps going to sleep mode. I need to adjust the settings on it, so I do apologize. But I wouldn't go out of my way to spend more than I'd want on a car that I don't desire, if that makes sense. If there was one for the right price and people would watch and we'd modify it, then yeah, totally. But it's specifically just not a car that I want. Like, I've had 4 FA20 WRXs in the past, and they're fun, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, it's not something that I want. Would you ever consider getting an SG Forester to build one day? Yes, I've wanted a Forester for a long time. It's just every time I go to buy one, I can never find the right one for sale, and then I buy something else, and then literally as soon as I buy something else, a Forester comes up. Dude, it happens every single time. Do you build motors for people out of state? Yes, sir, I do. I have one of them on my rack over there that I just built yesterday that's going down to Florida. He bought a full long block, so he's doing heads, built short block, everything like that. The other one that I have over here is going for a customer car out there. The amount of money you would spend on an FA24 would be better spent on a GD STI. I agree. Because here's the honestly, at the end of the day, it depends on what you're going to be doing with the car. For an FA24 or an EJ25, honestly, it depends what you want on the car. It depends what you're going to be doing with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with... And the new WRXs have grown on me a little bit. I can tolerate them. Just not the orange ones. I still don't like the orange ones. But the styling of them, I'm getting a little more okay with. And I know that it built motor with max speeding rods. They actually hit me up. They actually hit me up recently. And they were like, hey, do you want any of our parts? I'm like, I don't even know what I do with them. But there's nothing wrong with the new WRXs. I'm not willing to spend that type of money on one. What state are you out of? I am in Washington State. I'm like an hour south of Seattle. I have 05 STI BBS wheels, but you want 50100. No, I want I want specifically 08 to 14 STI BBS wheels, or specifically 15 to 17 STI BBS wheels. Those are the two I'm looking up. What pistons would you recommend for an EJ25? My goal is 500 wheel. Wiseco, JE, Manleys, they'll all get the job done for the power you're shooting for at 500. Built motor with the max speed. Dude, try the max speeding rods pistons. Let me know how they do. Where do you order your blocks? I don't order my blocks. So what I do is we work on so many other people's cars and we do so many motor replacements for other people that we end up with a surplus of EJ25 short blocks. So I take all of these used EJ25 cores that I get, I send them to Outfront, and I'll either have them closed decked or I'll just have them remachined. We'll bump piston size up from 99.50 to 99.75. We'll rehone them, rebore them, obviously for 99.75. If they're getting closed decked, they'll get closed decked. If they're not, then they're not. They're just getting hot tanked, cleaned up, set aside, and then from there I'll measure bearing clearances, set ring gap, everything like that, and then just put the motors together. So I don't really order blocks from anywhere. I just kind of put them all together. What do I think of Dom's 4-rotor? I think it's dope. I think it'd be really cool one day if we could do Blue Brew versus like Rob Dom's FD. His FD would absolutely smash the Blue Brew, but I think it'd be fun just for shits and giggles. Will you buy BRZ FRS again? Probably one day. If I could get one for a good deal, yeah. I mean, I absolutely love the cars. I've had 5 of them, I think. 5 or 6 of them. I've had a lot of them. What happened to your 6-cylinder swap WRX? I don't think I ever did. Triggered. You called my STI WRX? I'm joking. So the flywheel backed out after it came off the dyno when Josh and I went and did a street hit on it. And from the flywheel bolts backing out, it caused so much imbalance in the crankshaft that it shattered the oil pump gears and obviously starved the engine of oil. It also didn't help that one of my injectors was down on cylinder 2. So we killed that motor. It's all right. We already have a new motor. The short block itself is done. We're just waiting on the cylinder head at this point. Then once all that comes back up, we'll get it all put back together, get it back and surviving and living again. Road a swap WX. What is a Subaru that you haven't owned that you would love to build? One that I haven't owned? Oh, God, dude. A Forester. I've owned a Forester. I don't know. I've owned so many. I would say a Forester. I haven't had a Turbo Forester, so I'd say a Turbo Forester. I'm an Alaska. STIs are not readily available. Have one shipped up, dude. I'm sure a shipping company would ship one up there. When's the track day coming so we can see the hard work on the hatch? Tracks open up in April. So sometime in April we'll have a track day and go out there. So that'll be fun. Hey Tanner, how's your evening? Not too bad, senor. Built a block today, made a couple dump runs. Gonna order some food after this. A GL? No. A Lavorg? We don't get Lavorgs here. I don't know. Can I count a Lavorg? If we don't get Lavorgs, if we're counting Lavorgs, I'll take a Lavorg, dude. I would sell the hatch. I would sell the 04 STI for a Lavorg. The things I would do for that wagon, man. I tell you. I'm just joking, man. I don't care if you call it WRX. Technically, is a WRX STI. Gold or white wheels for World Rally Blue VA. I'm partial to white, so I'm gonna say white, man. I'm partial. Import it. WTF? How did I miss this? I don't know. Cody, David, where you guys been? I don't know. YouTube's been slacking on like notifications lately. Smeeta, what about a 2JZ STI built? Nope, never. You will never see me build a 2JZ. I can promise you that. I think 2JZs are overpriced, overrated for what they are. I just don't like them. Okay, if I had to build an inline 6, I'm building an RB. Okay, I'm more of an RB guy. I came from Nissans originally, so I can't do that. If I'm doing an inline 6, it's gonna be an RB and not a 2J. Dude, 2Js are just overpriced. They're overhyped. Like, yeah, are they great engines? Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that 2JZ is not a great engine. But it's overhyped. And because of the overhyped, they're overpriced. I'd rather build something else for that money. Hope it's all great, Tanner. You know, we're going, man. We're chilling. I haven't seen much of it lately. Wanted to ask what happened with the GC you had in the videos. It's a GM. It's a coupe. But it's at storage parking under a tarp at the shop. Because we have so many cars revolving in and out of the driveway all the time. We need to try to free up as much space as we can. I'm not driving it, so I kind of just put it away for now, back in my mind, because I'm not gonna start another project until the current projects that I have are done and completed. Because it's already difficult enough to jump back and forth between like the 04 STI, the EG33, the hatch whenever it needs stuff. So right now I'm just trying to focus on one car at a time, which is why you guys aren't really getting any videos on blue right now, because there's a ton of stuff that I could be doing on the 6-cylinder STI, but I'm not, because I don't want to be jumping back and forth between project to project to project to project. So I'm trying to keep it narrowed down to one. Buy a Mustang, I would 1000% be down for a Mustang. I do like the S550s. Aren't the S650s coming out soon anyways? RB is better. I mean, that's arguable that I'll say an RB is better than a JZ, but I mean, RB's got oiling issues too. Apparently that's right up my alley. Thoughts on the Type R 2-door and the 22B? 22B is a car that I honestly don't want a 22B. I would rather build a replica. Dude, the price for 22Bs is absolutely insane. They should not. I get it. There was a very limited amount of them. Same with like the ProDrive STIs that they made. Absolutely overpriced. I do not think that it is worth it at all. But a 22B clone, 100%. I love the styling of the 22B. I just could never justify the price of it. Type R 2-door, actually like them. I have low-key been looking on Facebook Marketplace at some Acuras lately. The TSX or RSX? I don't remember which one. I think it's the RSX. Coupe RSX? I think it's the RSX, because Josh has been talking me into doing a Honda, so I've been keeping an eye out on Facebook Marketplace. Sequential gearbox in the future. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot. Maybe one day. James, appreciate the dono, man. Yo, Tanner, haven't caught a live stream for months. I haven't done one in months, man. So you and I both, my friend. You and me both. Appreciate the dono, my dude. I just saw do more driving videos. I actually have one on my queue of videos to shoot, so I'm on it, senor. I'm on it. 2006 RSX Type S is absolutely a wicked car. I don't know if it was a Type S I was looking at. I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for some. You could build 2 H6 cars for the cost of original 22B. Facts, dude. Facts. Tanner, buy my STI. I'll give you 10K for it, Nick. 10K. Not a penny more than that. Streaming booth. Is this a booth? Technically, I'm in a closet right now, if that counts for anything. Technically, it's a closet. Dude, I'm hungry. What should I get for dinner? I'm kind of feeling like some quesadillas or something. I don't know. So I was asked earlier in a different video, what are your thoughts on using Redline lightweight shockproof to fill up an 18W? I wouldn't use the whole thing. Like, I wouldn't fill it up straight with just, like, Redline lightweight shockproof. I would do, like, some MT90 and then one thing of lightweight shockproof. I literally just ordered that combo for the 04 STI out there today. That's what I would do. MT90 plus one thing of lightweight shockproof. Don't fill up the whole transmission with lightweight shockproof. Pizza? Oh, dude, are we bringing the pizza thing back up again? Most favorite version STI. 10K deal? It's got an engine and a trans in it, right? If you serious, man, don't tempt me, man. I'll buy an STI for 10K if it's a good price. Good price for a GD? Honestly, it depends, dude. There's so many factors. So many factors that go into trying to, like, guess the price of it. Yeah, I was just wondering you're going to do another live stream. I've been playing catch up for the past 2 days of, like, I mentioned this earlier, like, all the little stuff in life that you just, like, I'll do it later. I've been doing that all day. Just kind of compiling it all, and then it finally caught back up where I'm like, all right, I have to do all this. Asada fries, my wife, dude, I ordered those yesterday. I actually might do those again. How disappointed am I about the new 2.5 RS? It's a scam. It's a shame for Subaru to put that badge on that car, man. Dude, they're going to start putting STI badges on everything next. Well, they already are. They're just going to put STI badges on everything, and it's going to have what? Trim? Different color trim? Different wheels? It's ridiculous. Tacos? I could do tacos for dinner. I could do some tacos. I had gas station pizza earlier. It's pretty decent. Steak and cheese? That is the weirdest combo. Gas station hot dog? Dude, I had gas station pizza earlier. It's pretty tasty. Dude, two slices of pizza for $3. I'm saying. Would you buy another Evo? Which would it be, a 9 or 10? If I was going to buy another Evo, I mean, I'd buy another Evo, but I think I would do an Evo 10. My experience with the 8, I really liked... I like the 8 and the 9s, but after having the 8, I quickly realized how many OEM parts are discontinued, how expensive a lot of those parts are also. Like, there's a huge cost difference in OEM parts from Mitsubishi to Subaru, so if I was going to do it, probably do an Evo 10. Engine-wise, what is the difference between a ProDrive version 7 and a standard? Honestly, dude, off the top of my head, I could not tell you without doing a Google and, like, digging into it a little bit. Beans and toast. What kind of... Remember the divorced or... Beans and toast. That's a really weird one. Gas station food has gotten a lot better. Dude, people hate on gas station food, man. I tell you, but dude, gas station food really ain't that bad. You get those like Tornados from Jackson's or like the 7-Eleven. Ooh, I tell you, man. Tasty. I love the videos. Been learning a lot. Just got my new Subaru 15WX Limited. Congrats, my man. What do you think about Group N stuff? Honestly, those are the mounts that I use in all the cars. I use Group N stuff on the hatch, the 04 STI. The only one that doesn't actually use Group N stuff is the 17 STI. Well, honestly, Group N stuff for like a daily driver car, Group N is like the way to go in my opinion. It's not like overly shaky. It's not overly stiff. It feels good. It's responsive. 10 out of 10. I like the Group N stuff a lot. Have you considered a GR Corolla anymore? I have, but the prices, I'm not willing to pay the price for a GR Corolla for the markups that people want. I will not pay a markup on a car, and nobody should, dude. That's absolutely absurd. Trying to pay 5, 10, 15K over MSRP on a car? Never. I won't do it. I absolutely will not do it. Are you familiar with B&M Fab rotated kits? If so, thoughts? I don't know about his rotated kits, but I do know who he is. I've talked to him a couple times on Instagram. Super nice dude. Really good quality work. Would honestly recommend anything that B&M produces or anything that he like pushes out. 10 out of 10, man. Do your neighbors hate you and Matt? No, they actually love us, believe it or not. They sometimes come over and take a peek at the projects that we got going on. Our neighbors are chill. Do you recommend rear diff bushings? 100% do it, man. Get the inserts. Make your life easier so that way you don't got to drop the subframe, push everything out, or press it all out, press in new stuff. Just get the inserts. Way easier. What turbo would you suggest for sub 500 horsepower Subaru build? Well, when you say sub 500, I mean that could be like 300, 400, 350, 450. Like what? Like, give me the power goal. Give me the power goal. Gifted once media membership. What does that mean, Cody? How did you do that? Who was gifted a membership by Cody? Oh, that's so cool! I didn't know you could do that, bro. Streamlabs and YouTube blow my mind. Appreciate the support, Cody. That's really cool. I didn't even know that you could do that. That's a cool thing. Have I ever heard of CNT Racing? Yes, the stuff that I have seen of theirs is absolute garbage, and I would not recommend anybody buy it. Which inserts? Whiteline makes some good ones. I think Perrin makes some also. Honestly, any insert is any insert. They all work the same. Just push them right in. It's well worth it. How long did my very first time I ever installed coilovers? 5 hours. Took me a long time. The first time you do anything, and this was when I didn't know anything about cars, like you guys see the stuff that I do on the channel, and it is like not out of not learning things. Like I remember when I first got into cars, I didn't really start getting into cars till I really started like making videos on them. And like if you guys have been around since like the beginning, like struggling with everything like that, like injectors, downpipes, intercoolers, oil pans, all that stuff, dude, this is so cool. Appreciate the support, Mike. All this, I didn't even know you could gift memberships and whatnot. That's the coolest thing. Cheap power goals for a WRX. I think I made that one, man. Shit, I didn't know that was a thing either. Right? I didn't know that was a thing! I didn't even know that was a thing! I remember like the first time I started working on cars. You guys want to know some of like my fun mistakes that I've made? My buddy Fred, I was in the when I was in the Army and we were stationed down in Fort Polk. He had a GTI. It was like a 2008 GTI. Was a Mark V. And I remember we had to change the battery for some. We were doing something with the battery. We didn't know anything about cars at the time, but we were like learning about cars and getting into them. I put his battery in backwards. And we fried so much stuff in his electrical system. Like his radio stopped working. We popped like hella fuses. Do not put a battery on backwards. I can tell you that much right now. Don't do it. You put a battery in backwards, you're going to have a really bad time. I've put brake pads in backwards on my buddy's C5 Corvette when he had one. Dude, Bearded Blob, appreciate the support, man. I didn't even know you could do this. This is the coolest thing. I didn't know you could gift member. When did that become a thing? When did that become a thing on YouTube? Because I don't even, YouTube didn't even tell me about this stuff. That's so cool. I didn't know you, I appreciate the support, you guys. But yeah, dude, like, whenever you go, like, start getting into cars, and if you guys don't know a lot about cars, don't be afraid to make mistakes either. Like, I've made some pretty stupid mistakes in the past. But you won't put it in, dude, it sparked so much. You're right, I will not put a battery, it only takes one time to learn. You put a battery in backwards, you put brake pads in backwards. It only takes one time to learn. But, you know, we all start somewhere. We all go from there. When were you stationed at Fort Polk? I was there 03 to 05. I was stationed in Fort Polk from 2011 to 2015. I think. No, 2012 to 2015. I think it was 2012, 2015. That place sucks. If you're in the military, you get stationed on Fort Polk, dude. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. That place it's terrible. Leesville, DeRitter, there ain't nothing out there. Bro, I spent half my day replacing my rear sway bar links. Had to borrow an angle grinder. Oh, dude, I've had to cut those off before too. It is not a good time. Absolutely not a good time. When we were stationed Polk, yeah, like I said, like 12 to 15. That place sucked. You did for the EJ Power Goals. Oh, do you want one for the FA20? Is that what you're asking for? You did for the EJ Power Goals. I've seen the FA video about 6 times. Just wanting. Okay, so you want a cheap, reliable build series for the FA? I can put one together, man. I can put one together. Dope feature. Hopefully we can get some people to get on membership. Dude, that's so cool. I didn't even know it was a thing. Shit, could be in the Air Force and end up in Grand Falls, Montana. What's wrong with Montana? I feel like it's better in the middle of Louisiana. Like, I actually miss Louisiana, because Melanie and I were talking about this, like, moving out of state for somewhere. Because that's, like, the really, like, crap thing about where we're at right now is there's nowhere to go out and do, like, driving stuff anymore. Because we're in a city. We're in, like, a small city, and there's, like, no outskirts. There's just cities all around us. So we've been looking at, like, Texas, Utah, Colorado, a couple other places. Baker! Polk Days! Big Master Smee. We're at NTC. You're at NTC right now? Woohoo! That sounds terrible, dude. Baker, or Lil P88, was my squad leader. He's been a good friend of mine for, I don't know, what, 10 years now? Baker? Something along those lines. 15 uniform here currently. Ooh, I was a 15 whiskey. I was a UAS operator. You gotta fly the big, loud rotary drones that were the most reliable aircraft. I promise you, man. You could trust your life to one of those things. What's my favorite type of music? I don't know, man. I listen to everything except for country, if we're being honest. Like, I'm just not a big country music type of dude. Tanner, best guy ever. Hey, appreciate it, gamer. I'm in Baton Rouge. We used to go down to, so there was a Facebook group, and I still talk to some of these guys. God, what was it? It was like Solisec, Southern Louisiana Subaru Enthusiast Club or something like that. Super cool guys down there. Like, I miss a lot of the people that, like, were the Subaru people down there who I would hang out with and, like, go to Baton Rouge, go to New Orleans. That little, like, pocket of, like, Fort Polk area sucks, but if you're, like, going to Louisiana to go visit, like, dude, like, highly suggest, like, Baton Rouge. God, what is the one up north? What is the one up north? I don't remember what it is. There's a city up north. It's a dope city. But that little pocket that I was in, man, that place, there's nothing out there. Strip clubs and bars, that's all there is. Moved to Australia. Doesn't Australia have, like, super strict, like, car modding modification, like, laws? Like, super ones? Have I seen Mighty Car Mod's Levorg build? I have, with their EZ30. It's a cool build. I'm very curious to see how it goes. So when are we getting weird? Burger wants to know. Where's Santa Claus Burger at, man? Is he in here? Shreveport! Thank you! Alexandria was kind of meh. Shreveport's dope, though. I liked Shreveport. Southwest Missouri has some wild curvy roads. Missouri, God, what was it? It was it was in St. Louis. There was a dealership there that I bought my first GD STI at. It was an 07 STI. I drove up from Louisiana up to Missouri to go buy that thing, dude. Missouri is flat, dude. Like, when I was going through there, no, it was Arkansas. It might have been Arkansas that was super flat. I drove up through, like, Arkansas, dude. That whole place was just flat. A lot of laws easy to avoid in Australia. That's the only thing Washington has going for it, is there's, like, no emissions laws. They're not super strict on car stuff where I'm at. Like, that's the only benefit to where we're at right now. No emissions in specifically Willington? Specifically there? I think that might be my tires. That might be my tires getting dropped off from UPS. I have no idea. I'm 16 and planning on getting a WRX in around a year. I want an 08 to 14 hatch. Do you think I would be buying trouble? I mean, honestly, dude, just try to find one as close to stock as possible. Oh my God, they're all going to start barking now. Yogurt! Yogurt, come here. Come here, Yogurt. Come here. Mochi, would you like to come here? Come here. Come to me. Come to me. Come here. Come here. What's this? Here, you want this? You want it? Here, Momo. Come here. I got you. Enjoy a corgi. Baker, appreciate the donut, man. Shreveport and me, Rich, and Hendrix are at Stewart. Hendrix is going drill. Oh, Hendrix is going drill. Keep up the good work. The Whataburger in Leesville stays with drama. Dude, always. Always. It's like Florida, but cold. Washington has no income taxes. That is another good thing. That is another good thing right there. Dude, can you chill? Can you calm down and just chill out? Normally you just want to chill on laps all day, but now you want to go run around and bark at everything. Wish I could give multiple likes. Stream would have over 1K likes. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Here, enjoy a corgi, everyone. Everybody ask for more corgi stuff. Are you gonna get mad at me? Okay, I'm sorry. I won't touch your butt again. Do you want to go free? Okay, go run free. Go run free. Do I still have the 2.5 RS? Yes, it's under a tarp at the shop in storage parking because it's just chilling. Yogurt, love his name. Well, his name is Jaeger, like Jägermeister, but we just kind of nicknamed him Yogurt. We just kind of call him Yogurt. Don't know why. Don't know where that came from, but it went from that to Yogurt. FP Green Spool faster for 450, but tires. The tires aren't here yet. FP Green Spool faster, good for 450-ish. I don't know. I don't know what these are in. Something. You guys are talking about something over there. It's all right. Okay, bye. Have a good one, Tanner. Goodbye, Thomas. Have a good night, man. No sales tax in Montana. Montana is another place we're looking at moving to. Strictly for one, that would be one of the reasons. Would be for sales tax reasons. That sounds like my tires because the front door just opened. Long dog boy. Dude, that's all we have. We have short, long dogs. Yogurt is a Beagle Dachshund mix, and obviously Mochi is just a Corgi, but we like the short, long dogs, man. They're aerodynamic. They run fast. For my goals, I'd rather go FP Black. Honestly, dude, FP Black was my favorite stock location turbo I've ever used. It's a little bit of a pain to fit, but honestly, one of my favorites. What are you doing with that thing? I haven't heard you talk about it much. In the last, 2 videos ago, we got the EJ207 from Japan. So we have an EJ207 case halves. We're going to be running an EJ25 crank in there. It's going to be stroked a little bit. We've got Spec C, I think they're version 8 Spec C STI heads out there for it. A JDM long runner manifold, all that stuff. So yeah, it's a project for later on. I'm not too stressed about it right now. Nick, also appreciate the dono, man. So Tanner it is an 05 STI with 138K, makes 350 wheel, runs and drives, but only con is it blows vehicle speed sensor left and right. I would check the axles, because if it's blowing vehicle speed sensor, there has to be like something going on with an axle that's taking out the vehicle speed sensor. Do we get tires? Yep. Matt, do you want to come say hi to everyone? Oh, he said he'll be down in a second to come say hello. I would check the axles, man, because there's a ring that goes around the outside of the axle where the vehicle speed sensor is obviously picking it up to take the input, send it to the ECM to get speed and whatnot. So I would see what's going on with that. Honestly, that's like, what's the price? Like, so Tanner, it's 05. I would start with that. Like, that's honestly not a bad thing to fix. Oh wait, no, it's an 05 STI vehicle speed sensor. That's in the transmission. That's not on the axles. That's in the transmission. Vehicle speed sensor. My 05 STI did that for some reason. I don't remember why, but it did that also. I think it was like, it wasn't blowing. It was water getting into the electrical connector from the hood scoop and destroying the sensor every single time. That's what was up with mine. Because I forgot. 05s have them on the transmission, not on the axles. I mean, you've got sensors out, the ABS sensors out there. But for vehicle speed sensor, that's on the transmission of that one. Why do I hear a dog trying to escape right now? Dog! Who is that? Is that Yogurt or Momo? That's Momo. Momo, what are you doing? I have no idea what she's doing. Jonathan, appreciate the dono, man. Growing in glass. Appreciate the support, my dude. I also like your username. It's a fun one. What do you think of 4EAT WRXs? I absolutely hate the 4AT, if we're being... I hate 4AT and 5E8. I hate automatic transmissions. After helping Matt with all of his automatic transmission stuff, I'm sorry. Absolutely hate him. Absolutely hate him. Oh, Lord Jesus. What you mean? Johnny, what you mean? What you mean, Johnny? How strong is the STI transmission compared to the Spec B? The Spec B 6-speed? That is a question for Mr. Trans. He knows way more about those things than I do. I haven't looked up into those Spec B at 6 speeds before. I sent you a couple of PM about it. I will... Dude, Also, if you guys try to message me on Facebook, I will not see it. Like 99% of the time. Like Facebook Messenger, I never open it. So if you guys send me something there on Facebook, I don't look at it. On Instagram, I try to get through Instagrams. On YouTube, YouTube's been stupid with the notifications, so I've been trying to keep up with notifications on there. But I will dig through PMs a little bit, see if I can find it. Seth, also, appreciate the support, man. Welcome to Stage 1, dude. Can I use an access port for gauges, but be an open source tuned? Unfortunately, no, you cannot. Why don't you use IAG blocks? Thoughts? Okay. There's nothing wrong with IAG blocks. I've said this before. I personally just don't want an engine that's been assembled by multiple people. I sent it on Facebook. That's probably why I never saw it. Or if I did see it, I may have responded to it, and then it just went into the void of all the other ones. So I do apologize about that. But with IAG blocks, I personally don't like the fact of my engine being assembled by multiple people. And it's kind of like an assembly line at IAG, and there's nothing wrong with it. They've done a very good job with their engines. But the other big thing for me is why am I going to pay for a built motor from a company when I can build my own? Like, I build my own blocks. Like, there's no need for me to buy one. It's just, personally, if I was to buy a pre-built block from somebody other than myself, because I'm going to be a little bit biased on that, I'll do it through Outfront, or I'll do it through Josh. LOL, I used to build terrariums for YouTube during this. I feel it. Terrariums are kind of cool. I used to have a couple like pet lizards when I was younger. I had like a bearded dragon and a couple leopard geckos. They're fun. They're fun little critters to have. All 6 MTs are the same. The only change is the short. Okay. Well, there we go. Johnny comes in clutch with the transmission knowledge. I saw someone say, "Why do I hate automatic transmissions? They're heavy. They're boring to drive, in my opinion. I like my manuals. I feel like I have more control over the car with a manual transmission than I do over an automatic. And my experience with 4 EATs that I've had in the past and my Foresters have all been garbage transmissions, unfortunately. So that's the unfortunate truth of my experience with automatics. And this is going to sound super, super fucking biased, and it may sound a little douchey, but the only automatic transmission I've ever liked was in the Maserati that I owned for like a week. It was great. It was like super responsive, great paddle shifters, and then I got rid of it and went back to my Subaru, but that's really the only automatic transmission. Oh, no! I take that back. The DSG and Melanie's GTI. Absolutely love that thing. Aside from that, I don't know if you count a DSG as like a full automatic transmission, though, because like it's got like clutch packs and all that. I don't know. I don't know a lot about automatics, okay? I just don't like them. What do you charge for a built long block? It honestly depends on what the engine is spec'd out for. Like, if you want a built engine, if you want me to build you an engine, emailing me is the best way to do it, because that way we can tailor the engine specifically for your needs, for what you're going to want out of it. We can try to work within your budget, whether it's open deck, closed deck, if you want cylinder heads, if you want cams, if all that kind of stuff. So it depends. Do I believe in lint rollers? No, I don't. Dude, do you know how much a Corgi sheds? Like, I have a lint roller and I use it before I go out in the garage, but every time I come in the house and I pick up the Corgi one time, I get covered in Corgi hair. It's just how it is. This is how I literally just picked up the Corgi on camera, so of course I'm covered in dog hair. I love the DSG in my R. Dude, that DSG is wonders. Absolutely love them. What are your thoughts on the Oi Legacy GT paddle shifters? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of them. Brother, I wrecked my WX this past weekend. I am super sorry to hear, man. I plan to buy it back salvage. Car still turns on. No light, however. Need to replace the front. Also, minor pillar work. If you can salvage it. Salvage it 100%. Embrace the fuzz, dude. I'm about it. Hey, dogs. I will take that bone away if you fight over it. Actually, who's got the bone? Give me that bone right there. Give me that bone. You ain't fighting over this bone. Look at these two. Try to give the dogs a bone to chew on. They're not about it. They just fight over it. What? Does your paw hurt now? Come here. Come here, Yogurt. Yogurt. Here's a yogurt. Here's a yogurt for you guys. Now I'm covered in dog hair some more. Okay? I love my dogs. I will gladly be covered in their hair to hold them for a little bit. Why is this Media Owl hoodie so awesome? Still, hey, appreciate it, Jazz Blaster, dude. I love that. I love it. Everyone in chat, you can tune with a downpipe without a cell. Yes, you still can. You just need a Jesse. For the most part, you just need a Jesse grade cat, and you have to have the O2 sensor behind the catalytic converter. What? Now you want to be picked up? You didn't want to be picked up earlier. You wanted down, didn't you? You two are freaking babies. Here, go be free. Go run free. Come here. What? Now you want up? Dude, it's like they're children. They're just children all the time. Yogurt like Spaceballs. My wife has a 17. My wife has a stock 17 STI and a built 2010 STI hatch. Should we build hers or leave it stock? Build them all, man. Build them all. I'm about it. Build them all. Finally got an access port. Can't wait to literally get it in my 17 STI. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. What, you want down again? God, you guys don't even know what you want half the time. You want to be picked up, you want to be put down, you want to be picked up. Will you do a stroker kit on the EG33? Right now, no. We are not doing a stroker kit on it. We're keeping the 3.3 liter to keep the tune and everything else easy. So that way everything's already built out. So that way we can just put everything back together and get going again. Rotating small dogs. Small doges. Yes. For real, let's get some media hoodies for sale or stickers. I'm taking a hiatus from that stuff right now, so that way I can redo a lot of it. I'm trying to like build an inventory for this next time because I don't like doing the whole pre-order stuff. It's just, it makes things so much more difficult for like shipping, keeping track of things and whatnot. So it'll be a little while, probably a couple months, and we'll do something updated and new and fresh. What are the top other coils you'd run in your car besides Fortunato? BC Racing, man. I don't understand why a lot of people hate on BC Racing. For like a street car, if you're just using it as a street car, maybe a weekend car, dude, BC Racing coilovers are totally fine. I use them on the 04 STI. I've used them on literally tons of cars in the past. They're just fine for coilovers for a street car. You don't need to go all out, get like Fortunato, Cygnus, or any of those crazy ones. Okay, like if it's a dedicated track car and you want like a coilover that's like tailored much better for the car, then obviously, yeah, get something along those lines. But for a street car, man, like BC's, Faction Fabs are totally fine for that. You should get a Husky to see the amount of hair. Melanie doesn't like big dogs, so we keep getting the little dogs. Plus, the little dogs are way easier to manage than like big dogs, especially for us. So we just keep with the little ones. But I do know Huskies shed an absolute ton. So do corgis, man. I'm surprised at how much. Well, I'm not actually surprised at how much corgis shed, but will you do a step-by-step guide on EZ30? Maybe one day, Ben. BC Racing with Swift Springs are effing great. That's what Matt has on his Outback. Fantastic, honestly, fantastic setup right there. Did you reuse your WX slave cylinder line for your 6-speed swap? I did not. I bought or I had an STI slave cylinder that I know. Dude, everything in the car is STI swapped at this point. I've seen some people say you can. I would just get the STI slave if we're being honest. Opinions on K-Sport Control Arm Pro coilovers. I have never used them, so I cannot give you any type of reasonable review on them or suggestion on them. I have Mastiffs, and they think they're small. My family has Bernese Mountain Dogs. If you guys don't know what a Bernese Mountain Dog is, dude, they're freaking huge. Go look up a Bernese Mountain Dog later. They are absolute beasts of dogs. Dude, those dudes, they think they're small too. They'll try to jump up on your lap and whatnot. What are your opinion on the Faction Fab F specs? Honestly, really liked them as a daily coilover. They're not loud, they're comfortable, they're still fully adjustable, and they're a pretty affordable price. Is the vehicle speed sensor in the trans on a 2010 STI hatch? No. I believe in 2006 is when they moved the vehicle speed sensor off of the transmission to using the hubs on the car. So I think it's only 04 and 05 that actually have the vehicle speed sensor in the transmission. I could be wrong on that. Actually, no, I think it's up to 07. I think it's all GDs. I could be wrong. I think it's all GDs that do it. But I know 08 plus are all on the wheel hubs, not in the transmission. Still thinking about getting a GR Corolla. If one comes along that is not marked up to all hell. I want a 400Z. I want a GR Corolla. There's a lot of cars that I want that I'm just not willing to pay a markup on. I will not pay over MSRP on a brand new car. It's stupid. I don't think anybody should do it. And I think that dealerships that do it, I hope that their cars sit on their lots forever until they drop the price down to MSRP. It's absolutely absurd. Where did the owl logo come from? That's a good question, and I can't really give you like an accurate representation of it. I have owls like tattooed on me all over the place. I also have really bad psoriasis, so shout out to anyone else who has psoriasis because that stuff sucks. But I have like owls. I've always been a fan of owls. Like they represent like knowledge, like divinity, all that kind of stuff. So I've always like liked the animal. So for some reason it just kind of transferred over. Don't ask me why, but it did. And now we're here, and now we're committed to it, so we're sticking with it. I'm about it. Ever thought about another car brand you're willing to... Honestly, I want another Z. I want a 370Z really bad. I miss my Nissans, and I would like to get another one soon. It's just hard because, like, from my perspective, like, buying cars, it has to be a vehicle that people are willing to watch on the channel because... If it's a car I'm just buying for myself, that's something different. But if it's a car I'm buying for myself and the channel, it's got to be one that A, people would be willing to watch, B, is modifiable, C, is fun, and relatable. That's the biggest thing for me whenever it comes to like cars, except for the Blue Brew, because that one is not relatable for absolutely everybody. But it's got to be something relatable for other people, because personally for me, if I'm watching a channel and they get to a point where they're like building and like strictly doing like supercars or like hypercars or like cars that I personally couldn't go out and buy, modify, and enjoy, I lose interest in those types of videos, because I want to be able to relate to the content, if that makes sense. Used to have an 08 350Z, miss it dearly as well. See, same. I had a 2004. It was my first real car that I bought on my own. I was 18. I made a very poor financial decision when I was in the Army, and I went out to like one of those used car lots for like right outside of Fort Huachuca in Arizona. I went out to one of these car lots. I bought an 04 350Z for like, dear, I was so stupid at the time. I think I bought it for like $32,000. At the time, I didn't care. I was 18. I was like, I really just want this car. I was like, I don't care what I have to pay for. Just give me the car. I had that car for like 5 years. Absolutely loved it. Did like a header, like a ton of stuff on it. It was still naturally aspirated and all that stuff. But that Z was it took so much abuse. I miss it. I want a 370 again. I want a 370 now. 400Zs are way outside of what I would be willing to spend on it, but like 370s have come down in price enough where I could get one. I want a Sport Tech 370 with like the Nismo seats and everything. If I could get a Nismo, that'd be ideal. But dude, I absolutely love them. Have you ever seen Danny Z's 370? I've seen like a couple videos on it, long time ago, but not in a while. But I would like to get another Z car. I miss them. I miss them a lot. Or another. I actually don't know if I'd buy another Skyline. I'd like another RB at some point. I've had an RB25 and an RB20, and I absolutely love those also. But it's like whenever I get a car for the channel, it's got to be one that just makes sense from like a business perspective, if that makes sense also. Which kind of sucks at the same time too, because it's like if I really want this car, but it's like not like a hot car or something, and not one that people would want to watch. It's like, well, can I justify buying it right now, or should I wait till later? So, it's a never-ending back and forth. But like Subarus, like. We have so much support from a lot of these great companies, like supporting us with the Subarus, that the Subarus make a lot of sense for us. I know how to build them. We can build them right. We have a lot of aftermarket support for them. Everybody loves watching them and whatnot. So, it's a hard line to dabble on, if that makes sense. Rishi, what's going on, man? Have you ever seen... Yeah, we talked about that one. Would you run an IG billet block if you had the chance? No, I would not. If we're being honest, no. There's no need, dude. There's no point. Nobody, unless you're building an all-out, like, 100% full-blown balls to the wall race car only. There's not a need for it. Love Nismos, but they're so damn overpriced. Dude, fact. I absolutely love. I have an unknown love for Nismo 350Zs. I think they look absolutely fantastic. If I had the opportunity to go out and get a white Nismo 350Z, I would buy it, hands down. Let me see. Oh my god, dude, I can't type right now. I absolutely adore these. I love them, dude. For some reason, some people absolutely hate them. I love them. Like, I know they have like a weird looking rear bumper, but I absolutely love... That's not a Nismo. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Show me the Nismo. Why are none of these Nismos? There we go. That's not a Nismo either. I was honey-dicked. There's a Nismo. I absolutely love these Nismos for some reason, dude. 350Z stuff. Hello, Nick. Is this a Pinterest? Am I on Pinterest right now? Just show me this photo. I miss mine, dude. Apparently, Nick has a whole Pinterest dedicated to Z cars. So if you like Z cars and you have a Pinterest, go talk to Nick, because apparently he's got the whole pinned board of them all. Do you know what would cause my 2002 WRX ABS to randomly engage when braking at a stoplight? No snow or anything. Potentially a damaged sensor. The potential. I gotta keep hitting the camera button, otherwise it's gonna go to sleep. No, off the top of my head, no, I don't. I've never had that before. Yes, a 280Z, a 240Z would be a death cage, dude. I wonder if I can find it. I had an old 280ZX? I think it was 280ZX. Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of it. This thing was... Dude, ironically, Facebook, it's gone now. Can I get back to that, or is it gone forever? I think it's gone forever. I think I just messed up. Can I not hit back? Can we go back one time? Apparently not. It showed up like my history and like your memories and whatnot, and then I just totally clicked off of it and ruined everything I was trying to look for right there. Where is it? Let me see if I can find this thing. This thing was an absolute shit show of a car, but I got it for $500. I drove it one time and then it blew up on me in a car wash, which, dude, I should have like started making videos so long ago because there was so much dumb stuff that we used to do. But it was fun. Like, that's all that matters. It was fun. Where is this thing? I know it's in here, so that's a surprise Pikachu face. We're getting close because that was my Skyline. Did I have it before or after the Skyline? I don't remember. This was it. This was back when like people used Snapchat and whatnot. This was back in like the Snapchat days. My old 280ZX. And it had T-tops and everything, man. That thing was it was fun. It was very rusty though. So I ended up scrapping the chassis, but I had like an RB25 and everything for it. That was my old garage too. That thing was absolutely tiny, man. You want to talk about a tiny garage? That was a tiny garage. Absolutely itty bitty. But RB25, man, I like me some RBs. They're fun. They're expensive though. That's the only downside. Question: I'm upgrading to a 3582, and I noticed the turbo doesn't have a reference port. Do I just add one in the intercooler piping of the turbo? You can. What I would personally do is just take the compressor housing off of the turbo, drill and tap it for 1/8 MPT, and just put a 1/8 MPT on there. That's what I personally would do. But I mean, you could put a reference port right. You would have to like right off the turbo if you were going to do it. But the best way to go about doing it would be drill and tap for a reference port directly on the turbo, on the compressor cover. Sorry, what's your go-to for a daily driver CPU? Honestly, if you want like a daily driver, like solid setup, VAWX VASTI, in my opinion, is the best daily driver for them. You get like way better comfort out of the cars, awesome modification ability if you wanted to, and there's just a more rounded car for a daily, in my opinion. Is gone forever, dude. It is gone forever. It sucks. Any opinion on twin scroll versus single scroll turbos for Subarus? I mean, if you want something that's a bit more responsive and you're willing to spend the money on a twin scroll setup, get a twin scroll setup. What do you need, sir? Come here. Come here. Come here, yogurt. You look... Dobby wants dinner, I guess. I don't know. You already had dinner. What do you need? Come here. Come here. You're just going to sit there and stare at me? That's fine, too, I guess. Tanner, what 4-port EBCS do you run or recommend to buy? Mac. You can get them on Amazon for like $50. Like $50 on Amazon. It's what I have like 8 of them out in the garage for some reason. But honestly, yeah, Mac. Just get them on Amazon, dude. Like $50. Best VF39 replacement for a daily. I mean, are you just looking to replace the VF39 with like, are you looking to tune the car? Just like run a replacement one? Like, are you looking to make more power? What are you shooting for here? What's the goal? Thoughts about cars by Mazda. Does that have any potential tuner or builder car? Thoughts about cars by Mazda? I mean, yeah. What do you need, sir? I don't know how to help you. Use your words. Come here. And he's gone. I actually used to work for Mazda. I worked for Mazda when I was in high school. The current cars by Mazda nowadays, I don't see too much like tunability or like support out of them. The older ones, 100%. Like obviously, like Speed 6s, Speed 3s, FDs. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's massive tunability in those ones, but the new ones I'm not entirely sure about. I saw that they brought the rotary back to put it in. It's like a hybrid rotary. I'm very curious to see if it's going to survive with like normal everyday driver abuse from people. To see if that thing's actually going to like live, because I know rotaries can be pretty temperamental. Like, yeah, I mean, just like Subarus can be temperamental at times, but I don't know. I don't think any of them nowadays are like tunable, like tuner cars. By chance. Best bypass valve, that's kind of a subjective question, so I'm going to give you a subjective answer. I think Cobb has the best bypass valve. They don't leak. I don't like hearing all like the crazy noises from them or anything like that. Grimspeed has a really good one if you're willing to spend the money on it, or you can get your hands on one of them. Not a bad option. Also, Rishi, appreciate the dono, man. Installing a friend's turbo inlet right now, 18 STI without front block. How do I install it with the manifold still on the car? Honestly, dude, you want to save yourself hours, just pop the manifold up. Loosen the bolts that hold the manifold down just enough to where you can raise it up a little bit. If you don't want to do that, This is going to sound stupid, but grab some WD-40, spray the outside of the turbo inlet down a little bit, wipe it all over it to get a little bit slippery, and just heave-ho that guy all the way on there. Like, that's the only way you're going to do it with that intake manifold on there. You're going to have to forcefully shove it through. But easiest way, just loosen the manifold a little bit. You don't have to take it all the way off. Just loosen it, pop it up a little bit. Bradley, what's up, dude? What's up, my man? Any advice for someone who's not comfortable making their own fuel lines? Give it a try. Like, it's really not hard to make fuel lines. A die grinder, a saw, some shears. They make cutting tools to be able to cut line with. Do you want to go? Hold up. I got to go let this little dude. I got to open a door for him real quick. Go. Go. They're really not hard to make. Give it a try. If you're not comfortable building fuel lines, there's kits out there that are pre-made. I think IEG and Cobb are two of the most commonly well-known ones that make fuel line kits, so you can just buy them and then use them. Not bad. The new rotary engine is just a generator for the only res to 4500. Okay, well that's good. That's a good sign. That means it'll live a little bit. The current one is toast. Just looking to keep my daily a little extra power. FP Blue, Cobb 20G. I mean, there's no like maybe a Dom 1.5. Not a bad turbo to put on there. Oh, here. Look, we have the camera on a tripod now. We're civilized human beings.
Ah.
Hello, everybody. It's Matt.
I can sit on the
Here,
floor.
let me scoot over for you, man.
Oh, nice. Tanner, how'd you get so tall?
I don't know. Do you want me to lower my chair for you?
Yeah.
Tanner, are you going to be making more FA videos? I mean, I make videos on the FA20 stuff when it comes up. I don't go out of my way to like try to find FA20 stuff. But if there's an opportunity for me to make videos on FA20 stuff, totally do. Blausch 18G, also a great turbo if you're wanting one that's just like a simple replacement for that VF39. Matt, when is the dyno video coming?
I'm trying to get it out
Bro,
tomorrow.
you called it. You were like, as soon as I show up on a live stream, they're going to yell at me.
I'm trying to get it out tomorrow.
Shooting for tomorrow.
That's actually what I'm trying to do right now.
I will say his legacy it feels fun. It feels like it makes a good amount. It's a solid feeling car. Can I upgrade my 2016 Forester? It's a 2.0 with a... What do you mean upgrade it? What do you mean by upgrade it, though? It's kind of that's an open-ended question. Love the build since the beginning, but would you ever consider, and I know it's difficult to find an FXT to build. We have a Forester XT in the garage right now.
We do.
Was it an 05 FXT? It's an 04. We have an 04 Forester XT in the garage right now. Maybe one day I'll buy one.
They're very boxy.
The engine bays
how boxy they
the engine
were.
bays kind of suck at them.
Yeah.
After taking apart that one, dude, they're tight.
They're really like.
They're tighter
short.
than a GD.
They're wide, but they're short. Almost run into the radiator.
You know, some people would call that a. Some people would call that a chode.
Chode of an engine bay.
Is it possible to have good compression exactly 130 on all four and good in oil analysis, but bad leak down numbers? Cylinder leakage 10%, 15%, 2%, 4%. Car throws no codes and stock. Honestly, if your compression is within 10% variance of one another, and your leak down is showing 10 to 15% on cylinders 1 and 2, I probably wouldn't stress it too much. If it's dramatically making the car run like poop, that you're not really going to get any codes or check engine lights for that either. If your compression's a little bit low, or if your cylinder leakage comes back like that, you're not going to get any check engine lights anyways. But I'd say if the car still runs and drives fine, just send it. If it becomes to a what?
Just reading the deeds down.
Rishi, I just put a big gash in the inlet. I hate life. No! Did you lube it?
Is he installing that right now?
He's installing a turbo inlet. I told him to loosen the manifold a little bit and pop it up to give him some more room, or like lube the inlet and heave-ho it on. If the gash doesn't go all the way through, still send it. Yeah. Still send it.
And it's a big gash.
If it cut all the way through, then obviously I wouldn't send it, but...
Picture it didn't happen.
I believe him that it happened. Why would he say that it happened?
No, it happened.
I believe him. I just installed the ACT HDSS clutch. It's super light and grabs low. Will this go away as a... bleed your clutch and adjust the clutch a little bit, and that should help with it. The pedal feel will change slightly as you start to break it in, but it's not going to be anything crazy noticeable. The biggest way to help get the clutch to feel right, because we had to do this back and forth on the hatch for a while, is adjust when we have to do it on the 04 also.
You have to adjust the...
We have to adjust the throw of the
Pedal
clutch off of the slave, or not the slave, the master cylinder that runs through.
The pivot run.
Yeah. And then bleed it also will help.
That stuff sucks. I'll say that firsthand.
Bleeding clutches or adjusting?
No, adjusting the clutch pedal.
Oh, 100%.
I was underneath your floorboard for like an hour.
I know, I was feeding you chocolates. I was giving you chocolates. Tanner! Matt! Glad to see you guys on another live stream. When are you coming back to the dark side and getting another Evo? Roberto, you find me a affordable Evo 10 and I will go buy it tomorrow. The keyword, though, is affordable. And
what is affordable?
I don't know. Blue Book? I guess that's affordable.
What is that, like 10?
I don't know. What is a
15?
What is an Evo 10?
25? 37?
What is an Evo
46?
10 Blue Book for? Loving every build that you've made. Motivate me to do it. Know myself and buying every tool necessary to build my 700 wheel horsepower DIY. Do it, dude. There is like having the ability to DIY things, not only for like one project, sets you up for so many more in the future because you don't have to go out and like rebuy tools or anything like that. Once you have everything, dude, you're like set. You're set, and then it'll never end how many tools you have to buy, but you know. When you flocked your dash, it looked like you took off the VIN plate. I did take off the VIN plate. I drilled it out. The trim piece the VIN plate mounts to on the car is cracked. How would I go about mounting my VIN plate onto a new one? You can just drill out the rivets and take it off and then re-rivet it on. Now, for legality reasons, it better go back in the same car, but you can just drill out the rivets, take the VIN plate off, and then rivet it back onto like a new dash and then put that dash back in if that's what you're talking about. So you like never pin my comments. You never pin mine, Tran. We've talked about. I've told you, man. You pin mine, I'll pin yours. Okay, that's what we're doing. How you doing? I'm doing all right, man. How you doing? When is the VB build coming? So many people asking me to build a VB. I've said it once. I'll say it again. If I got the only way I'd buy a VB WRX is if I got one for under 25K, and it would have to be like premium model. I would not buy base. I want the premium at minimum. And I sound picky, but like I said, it's not a car that I specifically want. So if I were to buy one, it would have to be under 25K and a premium. That would be my two rules on that.
I'm like the opposite. I want one, but I need the money for it.
You want one? It's not a... If I have 30K to go spend on a car, a VVWX is not the first one that comes to mind.
Well, yeah.
Is it for you?
No. But...
Okay,
yeah,
so...
you gotta keep with it.
Okay, so if you had 30K right now, if I gave you 30K, I was like, Matt, go buy a car. What would you buy?
Well, if you gave me 30K, I'll go buy a VB.
Is that...
It's
no.
good for the... It's good for everything.
What? Is that what you would want?
Yeah.
Would that be the first car that comes to mind that you'd buy?
As far as new cars, currently, probably.
You can buy any car, man. It's 30K. You got 30.
I would go out and buy some random shit. Are you gonna give me 30K?
I mean, I don't have 30K to give you, but it's just a... Matt, how's the level 10 trans holding up?
Grand. No issues. Doing what it should.
What would my World War III build be? I would sell everything. I would buy a diesel truck, and I would weld armor plate to the outside of it.
Make a killdozer.
And then I would take the tire. I would take tires off, and we'd put it on tracks. What stops? What stops a diesel on tracks? Nothing. It's got like a
buy a fucking train at
If
that
it's
point.
World War III, we're going all out and we're tuning that thing, man. We're getting 1,000 foot-pounds of torque out of it. That's what I'm doing.
I'm going above ground.
You're going
an airplane.
We could
steal one.
We could put a drill on it and make like a dozer, an actual dozer that goes underground. No, it would be like we could be the worms from Tremors.
Oh, perfect.
Tremor worms.
We could be the trimmer.
Yes.
I think they're just trimmers.
What's up with the SRT4?
It's still on the side of the house, but I'm trying to get it out from the back of the house.
He was actually just talking about that today.
Yeah.
Pulling it out from the side of the house.
I need to pull it out from the side of the house and clean mold
until
out of it.
gas stations close. See, here's the thing with the diesel, though. This is why I said diesel.
'Cause
Older diesels, you can just put oil in them.
Just go ahead and strain the oil.
Older diesels, you just oil. You know how much used oil we got?
Quite a bit.
That's like 2 tanks.
don't think it's 2 tanks. I
Yeah.
think we get a lot less than you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean maybe a little bit less.
Diesels have pretty big tanks.
Yeah, they do got big tanks. If caught against the back corner of the manifold close to the turbo, it tore from the part that clamps to the turbo. No! Rishi, out of curiosity, what brand turbo inlet was it? Just out of sheer curiosity. Until oil stations close, we dig. We will dig. We'll find it somewhere. Liquid gold. About to change valve cover gaskets on an 09 WRX&E tips. Drain all the oil out the night before and let it sit draining oil overnight to allow all the oil in the heads to kind of just get out of there. So that way you have the least mess possible when doing it. Also, put a little bit of like RTV gray or Permatex Ultra Gray on there. Just on like some of the gasket sealing surfaces, like where the cam cap meets the head. And then if you have, it's an 09 WRX, so you don't have half moons, but put a little extra sealant on there too. Biodiesel is also a thing. See, that's what I'm saying. A diesel is the best move.
Would be a good move.
It's the best move. It wouldn't be a good move. It is the best.
I just get the F out of here.
How?
The airplane or boat.
How are you getting on an airplane?
Stealing one. We have.
Do you know how to fly an airplane?
Nope, but I'd figure it out.
That's all right. I do, man. I'll fly it.
Perfect.
It's been a couple of years, but
There we go.
and a lot of simulators long gone. But I have a certificate that says I can.
Fly an airplane?
Well, the FAA gave me a certificate that says I'm certified for some stuff avionics wise.
A fairly large.
I've got a piece of paper
or-
from the FAA, so I feel like if anyone's getting in a plane, I feel like I should fly it.
And if we like get told to come down off the ground since you're able to fly unmanned aircrafts, we'll just tell them we're women.
Yeah. What?
Perfect.
Wait, what? Oh, unmanned. I see what you're doing there.
Identify as a woman.
Any idea why my clutch pedal makes a clicking noise when pushed in? I the dealership, check out my 2020 series, white, and it's not the firewall. Throwout bearing is probably my first guess.
Yeah.
If it's making a clicking noise, it's probably the throwout bearing.
Or if it's kind of a doingy noise, it could be the return spring on the pedal.
What is a doingy noise?
The like
Like
doing.
a doing?
Yeah. Not necessarily as that drawn out, but
Doing.
just dong.
As it goes all the way. The flying part is a lot easier than the landing part. Dude, they have automated systems for most of that now.
We don't have to land.
Dude, they legit have. Let's test that Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm gonna download that tonight.
Buddy, come here.
I'll tell you what. I'll download that tonight. We'll do a stream on Friday, and we'll do Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we'll just fly to random spots.
It doesn't work with the controller.
I don't need a controller.
I mean, I'm saying it does work with the controller, but like
I'll use this.
I had Flight Simulator on a controller, and I'll tell you, it did not.
I'll
help
use
me.
keyboard and mouse. It's the Cobb inlet. Should have just waited for the Tomei to come. Honestly, I don't like the Tomei inlets. They're kind of thin. Like, they're super thin in some spots. At least the ones I've dealt with in the past. What mileage should ignition coils be replaced? I mean, it's not really a mileage thing. If you see the ignition coil grounding straps, which is probably the first thing that's going to fail is the grounding straps, that's when you should replace them. I've got my private pilot's license. I'll fly for you. Perfect! I think I just have the 107 certification. I know I went through... God, what was the name of it? What was the school? What was the school name?
Hogwarts.
No. It was this... So... When I was going through like flight school for unmanned aircraft, I had to get my FAA certificate. But there was, and maybe you could toss it out here, Kelvin. Kelvin. Hey, there's a test you have to take, okay?
Yeah.
And it's a ton of questions. It's a ton of like questions. But the thing is they give you a book to study from, and all of the questions in the test are all straight from the book. So we didn't really learn any of it. We just kind of memorized the questions and the answers.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. It's massive. I don't remember what it is. It's gonna like bug me now. I'll start the Evo fund. Cheers, guys. Perfect. Appreciate the dono, Roberto. That's what I'm saying, man. I look like I have an eyebrow piercing. Where? It's my glittering, glossy eyebrows, man.
You wax those things?
No, I actually pluck the middle.
Do you?
Yeah, I pluck the middle.
Do
of
you
it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, if I don't pluck the middle of my eyebrow, people comment. They're like, dude, your unibrow's getting out of hand. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry.
Embrace it, man.
Dude, you can only embrace it for so long. Is it just called the FAA written? I actually thought there was like a name for it. It was ground school, but like there was like an actual like name, and I don't remember what it was. But it was ground school. Like, it's a huge book, dude. It's massive. Absolutely massive. Love the videos. Keep it up. I appreciate it, dude. It's the FAA written, the ground school, but there's like some name for it that's just slipping my mind right now. Slipping my mind. I don't remember. Pretty sure diesels will run on vegetable oil. On the other hand, wouldn't... probably wouldn't be the best thing. Probably wouldn't be the best solution. Momo, what are you doing?
She's trying to tease him.
Oh, that's what she does.
Hi, buddy.
She does a very good job at it.
Yeah, your breath still smells really bad, bro. Really bad, bro.
What are my thoughts on the silver hatch? The hatch is wild to drive. I've only been driving it at like 512 horsepower right now because I don't have any E85 at the moment, so it's been detuned about 500 horsepower, but it's super manageable at 500. When you rode in it the other day, it's
quick.
It's quick for a street car on pump gas.
Yeah.
On E85, it's terrifyingly fast. Like terrifyingly fast. I'll have to get some E85 this week and we can go party on E85 if you want.
Probably not.
What do you mean probably not?
Probably take a slow move up to that.
No. Yeah, probably. What's up with the EG33? We are just waiting on the left-hand cylinder head because we completely chooched the old left-hand cylinder head. Like we killed it. All the cam journals destroyed. The spark plug on cylinder 2 destroyed. Pitting in the cylinder head, the whole thing was destroyed. So the short block is done. We're just waiting on the new left-hand head, and then all that's going to be sent back up, and then we can jump back on that project. Hey, Smedia. Hello. Riconda? Did I pronounce it? Riconda? I think I pronounced that right. What are you doing to that corgi, dude? Oh, you got ice. That's why she likes ice.
She's trying to take the fucking ice out of my mouth.
Dude, she likes ice. Depends on which written exam it is. They changed it to the PPL when I believe, just for... Dude, it was like 10 years ago I took that test. It was a long time ago. When are the hatch POVs coming? I was going to try to shoot one today, but I had to build an engine, so that kind of took priority. So I'll try to get some out in the next one. Actually, no, it'll probably be the video after the next one. I don't know. It'll be soon, I promise, okay? How to launch STI fastest and least harmful way. Well, there's no least harmful way. I mean, you're going to put stress and shock into absolutely everything. But if you're going to do it and you're just learning how, try to slip the clutch a little bit. Don't just dump the clutch. That's going to...
Lower RPMs.
Yeah, don't dump the clutch.
Don't rev it up to red line and sidestep your clutch.
That's also another one. Don't go to red line. Kind of try to slip the clutch a little bit. If you just dump the clutch, you're literally going to send all the torque that engine producing right there straight through the drivetrain. You're going to break something. So try to ease into it a little bit. Tire brand recommendations: Continental, Michelin, Toyo. I'm just naming
Hoosiers,
tire brands.
bro.
Hoosiers, Mickey Thompson's.
Hoosiers,
I'm just
bro.
naming tire brands at this point. Just started my YouTube channel. Any advice for me? Alex, as long as you enjoy making the videos, just keep at it. Like, that's one thing I tell people is if you do not enjoy the process of making YouTube videos, or you do not enjoy the process of taking the time to film everything and do everything, you're not going to have a good time, and it's just not going to be enjoyable for you. As long as you're enjoying it, just keep at it, dude. Did you motivate Matt to start his channel? I don't think so.
No, I think we actually plan on starting channels at the same time. And then it just took me
That's all right.
forever.
Better late than never. Whoops, max speed.
No, actually, I've done camera stuff like way before that. I actually started out doing like motorsport stuff with cameras back in like 2018.
Like we used to like Spirit Peaks do like a whole bunch of photography and whatnot.
Yeah, so I take like motorsports drift media videos and pictures and stuff for a pretty local track.
Do you still have that Instagram for?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's digital inertia. I don't know if it's underscore inertia.
Matt has a whole bunch of like old photos he did from like the track stuff. Digital inertia on Instagram. Go check it out if you want. Easiest way to tell if an engine is built or an OEM block: take the oil pan off, look up inside of it, and look at the connecting rods. It's probably going to be the easiest way to take a peek. Or, I mean, you could take out a spark plug and shove a borescope down in there, but that's not really going to tell you too much. How much would you charge to go through my EJ257? What do you mean go through your EJ257? What do you mean by that one? Hey, bro, what's the drink in the can? I don't know. Melanie got this from Costco. It's called
Oli Pop.
Oli Pop Strawberry Vanilla. It's not bad. It's sparkling tonic water. Not terrible. Not too bad. Stage 2 block. EG, I guess EGR, TGV deletes, flex fuel, cotted downpipe, up pipe, killer B, oil kit, turbo inlet, 1050 injectors, fuel pump, and others. Best stock location turbo. For that setup, I would probably do an FP Blue on pump gas. Because 1050s are not going to be good for E85. I'd probably do an FP Blue on pump gas or a Cobb 20G. I would FP Blue. Just do the FP Blue. Or the JB400 Chase. That's another pretty good one. Thanks, I got 32K on my 2020 SEI and only launched it 3 times. Feels like I'm killing it. I mean, launching your car puts a lot of stress on a lot of components, but you're not killing it. Just don't completely dump the clutch. My camera went black again. I have to keep hitting that button because I changed the settings, otherwise it kills the battery really quick.
I didn't realize you were using your R5.
Yeah, what else would I use? Look at that video quality, man. Look at that. You can see every hair follicle on my face. Thank you! What are your thoughts on Soda 4 cooling mod? Is it worth it or not? Personally, I don't use them anymore. I can't tell you I've had an engine be saved by one. I can't tell you I've had an engine be taken out by one. In my opinion, it creates another point of not failure, but another point for coolant to leak from. It's really annoying and it gets in the way of everything back by the steering column. I just don't use them.
It's annoying to work around, and it's a possibility for failure.
I've never seen any significant difference in any of my own personal cars with running one and with not running one, so I just don't use them. They're annoying, in my opinion. Yeah. Thoughts on what you're gonna do for non-build videos, track days, and autocross, maybe? I don't know, random stuff. Whatever the day brings. Maybe we'll just do an entire video dedicated to Matt and I going to the dump to throw trash away. It was actually pretty exciting when we went today. There was a big dozer there, and it was pushing all the trash into a big bin. And it smelled like...
I thought he was going to hit us, actually.
It smelled like old lasagna, and the floor is sticky.
Like the biggest bulldozer I've ever seen, and he came full on.
It was pretty big. I have a favor, my guy. Would you consider a build with a top-mount intercooler and unequal... I will never build a car with a top-mount intercooler. I cannot. I don't. No. I will do unequal length headers because I do have unequal length headers on the 04 STI, but you cannot talk me into a top mount. I work on the cars so much. I absolutely hate dealing with top mounts. There is nothing wrong with using a top mount. I just personally hate working on them. They're annoying. What car do you both regret selling? My 07 STI. My first 07 STI. Matt doesn't really sell cars, though.
Yeah. Either have them break and I give them away at some point, or they get totaled.
Let's see. Matt doesn't regret any of them.
Yeah, I don't really sell anything.
I regret selling my old 07 STI. I miss that car.
So there's more like cars I regret not buying.
Okay, what's a car you regret not buying?
I really wanted that R33.
A couple years ago?
The red one.
When it was like 30K?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was like 24.
Yeah, it was like 24K. Thoughts on the Focus RS? We were actually just talking about one of those earlier. I want one. I like them. I like the Focus RSs.
I think they're okay.
You just think they're okay?
I think they're okay.
I like them. I'd take one.
John, Shane's friend, had one for a minute.
I know. I went to his house. And he was trying to...
He really, really liked it.
I know. I got there and he was like, dude, you want to come look at my Focus RS?
I just think...
I was like, sure.
I don't feel like I would like working on it.
I've worked on a Fiesta before, a Fiesta ST, and I feel like the Focus RS would be the same.
Because I think the Focus RS has a bunch of plastic.
Yeah. I mean, the Fiesta ST that I worked on was kind of similar. And the turbo's in a really annoying spot. It's kind of like your SRT. Yeah. Not a fan. Matt! Or would Matt recommend buying an OBXT for a daily 5-speed? Matt's biased.
2 thumbs up.
Matt's freaking biased about it.
No, I'm not, dude. An OBXT is a great daily, man. You can fit a couch in that thing.
You can.
It gets pretty mad decent gas mileage. More on the, like, not so mad decent side. And, yeah, they don't look bad. I like driving them. There's a reason why I bought essentially 2.
Yeah.
So.
You do have essentially 2. What was your guys' first car or truck? Mine was a 1988 Subaru XT Coupe. It was a wedge.
Mine was a 2004 Dodge Neon.
And yeah, now you have an SRT4.
Yeah.
Look at that. Come up.
That's what made me want the SRT.
Bro, you started from the bottom, now you're here.
Yeah, dude. Now my Neon's been sitting on the side of my house for like 8 years.
Any plans for the red WRX coupe? Just wanted to ask. The 2-door. It's under a tarp at the shop right now. We got the EJ207 for it the other day. So, that's a build for way down the line. I'm not quite stressing it right this second. 08 hatch, I'm currently dealing with a P001 AVS, P0011 AVS code. I have done everything the internet has told me to do, and I brought it to my tutor shop and to have their guys fix it, and no help. Any suggestions? I've had that code. That's AVCS. Oh, God, what was the name of it?
That's intake bank 1.
Yeah. Camshaft timing,
Over
over
advanced
advanced.
bank
When I had this code, you remember when I had this on the 05 STI, what my problem was is the cam gear wasn't on the cam properly. And there's an alignment dowel, and the alignment dowel wasn't aligned properly, so it was over advancing the cam by X amount of degrees. And you remember, it sounded like a cammed. It sounded so out of time.
But a lot of times, if you haven't done timing or messed that up, a lot of times you can have where the OCV is messed up.
That's another one, the oil control valve.
Like, it's pretty common, especially if your car's an 08, it's like 14 years old at this point, which is weird to
Isn't
say.
that wild to think of, that
weird
GRs
to
are...
think of, but the oil control valve failing is pretty common, actually. So I would look into that. I don't think you're necessarily going to run into where your AVCS pulley itself is going to be messed up, but potentially an OCV.
I don't think I've ever had an OCV fail on me.
We used to replace them all the time.
That's true. I mean, you saw a lot of the the OEM side of things.
Yeah.
Tanner would rather NA a turbo Subaru before dealing with a top mount intercooler. Facts, dude. I just don't like them. I hate them. I absolutely. We did one. We did a top mount for someone. What, like a week or two ago? It wasn't
that bad.
That one wasn't that bad. All right, you're right.
That's the same top mount I've dealt with for like the past 5 years, though.
You know what's awful? Put that top mount in a GD. There's no room. You hit the firewall.
And you don't have that.
AC.
You got the stupid Y pipe.
Dude, it's awful.
I hate the Y pipe. I hate the STI style.
Awful.
Top mount.
Dude, no. Would you ever be getting into a race day together with Devin and Josh? Maybe race Cletus and his Porsche? Cletus has a Porsche? I know you would smoke him. I don't know. I know I'm going to the track with Josh this year because I was talking to him about it last time we were over there. I don't know if Devin will be there or not. I know he's a busy dude also. Do you know if Naziok or anyone happens to have a good CNC files for closed deck inserts for EJ25? I do not. I'm sure you can find some somewhere. Must have add-ons for Haltech 2500, already installing an IC7. Must have add-ons for 2500. Get the input-output expander if you're going to be getting it. It's honestly way handy to have, so that way you can add extra sensors, all this other stuff. It's a little bit pricey, but worth it in my opinion. If you don't have a way to be able to manage speed, the GPS is a pretty good add-on also. I mean, it really depends on how much money you want to spend, dude. Like, you can go all the way down the rabbit hole with the Haltech stuff. I have a lot of it set aside at the shop for the STI, but I mean, you can go way down the rabbit hole with it. My OCV failed, and it caused my turbo oil drain to clog and blow my turbo seals. That doesn't sound fun. What are your favorite Company 23 tools? The rear main seal installer, 100%. That is by far my favorite Company 23 tool. Mate, dude, trying to do rear main seals without it, so annoying. I'm not a fan. But anyways, we've been going for like an hour and a half. We'll do another stream on Friday. I'm going to try to get the streams going again. We'll try to do 2 a week like we used to, because I know it has been a little while, so it was nice. It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to go get for food, because I haven't eaten yet. I'm a little hungry. I gotta wrap up that engine over there and put it on the rack also. But anyways, appreciate the support from you guys as always. Appreciate the donuts that you guys come in here and kill it with every single time. But I'm gonna go find some food. Maybe some lasagna, maybe some tacos, maybe a quesadilla. I don't quite know yet, but with that, your guys' work week. And with that, I already said I'll catch you guys in the next one, didn't I?
I will catch you in the next one.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore, so peace out always. Woo! See, now if I don't wait a second, it cuts off and it doesn't get it. And then